Okay, students, you are welcome. Now we are going to the next episode number 8. In the last class, we discussed about what is sound. And then how sound is produced. Then how sound travel. Then sound required a medium to travel. Then what are the other qualities? That means other terms related to sound, such as amplitude, frequency, then loudness, then which part of our body produce sound. Which part of our body produce sound? Once you try to remember these questions, answers, what is actually sound? Okay, did you remember about it? What is actually sound? Sound is a form of energy. Okay, then next, what is the answer to this question? How sound is produced? Okay, what answer you give for this question? Sound is produced due to the vibration. Sound is produced due to vibration of object or body or anything. When vibrated, then sound will produce. Or to produce sound, a body that you want to vibrate. Then how sound travels? Sound travels in the form of waves. Sound travels in the form of waves. Then sound required a medium to travel. Is sound is necessary a medium to travel? Answer yes, sir. Sound required a medium, and in that experiment also we discussed in the previous class. Then we discussed about amplitude. What is actually amplitude? Try to remember it. Some 2-3 seconds you take just to remember about what is amplitude. Amplitude is the maximum displacement from the mean position. In an oscillatory or to and fro motion, maximum displacement is called what is amplitude. Then we discuss about frequency. Frequency is what? Number of vibrations in 1 second. Number of vibrations in 1 second is called frequency. When the number of vibration increases, frequency is increased. That means if an object vibrates 10 times in a second, then its frequency is 10 hertz. Hertz is the unit of frequency. What is the unit of frequency? Hertz. H-E-R-T is hertz. Then loudness. Loudness is some sound become louder and some others feeble. Now, how amplitude and loudness related? How is it related, these two? How these two are related? Okay? How? That means loudness is square of the amplitude. Loudness is proportional to square of the amplitude. That means if the amplitude becomes twice, loudness becomes 4 times. Then we discussed also about which part of our body produces sound. Which is the part that means voice box producer, and its a part also we discussed about. These are all things you want to remember when we go into this next part. Can you remember all these points? Okay. Now next we want to know about pitch or shrillness. Pitch or shrillness of a sound. See, just you try to hear the sound of a boy and also an adult person. Can you find any difference in their sound? That means you are hearing sound produced by a boy or a child and also sound produced by an adult person. Can you find any difference even though their sound loudness remains same? They are producing sounds of same loudness. Then also you can find some difference in their sounds. That difference is due to what is pitch or shrillness of the sound. What is pitch? Otherwise, shrillness of sound. In that two sound differ. That is a sound produced by a boy and an adult person, or sound produced by a girl and an adult person differ in. So, for example, boy and a man. Sound produced by a man and a boy. How it differ? That differ in their sound shrillness, or that quantity is also called pitch. A sound pitch related to frequency. Frequency sound related to, that means frequency related to pitch, or pitch of a sound depends on frequency. When the frequency is high, see, frequency is high, pitch also become high. That is a sound of frequency high, pitch also high. And if a sound of frequency low, low frequency sound, then its pitch also low. That is pitch related to, that is frequency of the sound. Suppose when you hear the sound of children, women and men, that sounds are all differ because of their pitch is different. Do you know that is why these sound differ? Because when we discussed this men vocal cord is 20 millimeter in length, but for women 5 millimeter less, and for children it is too small. So here the length of the vocal cord is more, so the pitch here is less, but here pitch is more, so these sounds are differ, or frequency differ, so the sound also differ. Now you see the sound produced by a bird and also about the lion. Sounds of birds are of high frequency. That means that sounds are high pitch sound. But in the case of a lion, sound produced by it is low frequency or low pitch. But when you compare these two sounds, see, birds produce high frequency or high pitch sound, but its loudness when you observe. When you observe, it is feeble. Feeble sound only it is producing. Feeble means very, very small sound is producing, but its frequency is high or pitch is high. But the roar of the lion, its loudness is high, but its frequency or pitch low. Okay, now what you want to remember about pitch? Pitch is actually shrillness of the sound. Pitch is actually what is it? It is the shrillness of the sound. What do you mean by a high pitch sound? High pitch sound means a sound of high frequency. Example, sounds of high frequency, etc. That means a sound produced by birds, sound produced by children, sound produced by women, etc. We can consider as a high pitch sound. But what do you mean by a sound of low pitch? Low pitch means sound which frequency is low. That means when the frequency of sound is low, then the sound is called low pitch. Examples, sounds produced by lion, that is roar of the lion. Sound produced by men. These are all sounds, or sound of a crow. These are all examples of what is a low pitch sound. Another example also we can take. That is sound produced by a drum. See, its loudness high, that means its frequency C this way. That means its amplitude is more, but you see number of vibrations is lesser. So its frequency is low pitch. But in the case of a whistle, you know the sound from a whistle, its frequency is high this way. Frequency means the number of vibrations very high, that is small. So this one is of a high pitch sound. So you want to remember about what is actually pitch and how it is related to what is shrillness. That means shrillness, if the pitch is high, shrillness also high. If the pitch is low, shrillness also low. Now we want to remember audible sound and inaudible sounds. See, now see, when you consider a body vibrating, suppose when the wind blows, some leaves moving, that means it is vibrating. But can we hear that sound? No, we cannot hear that sound. Why? Because its sound frequency is very low frequency. That means when a body vibrating, that will produce a sound, but all the sound we cannot hear. To hear a sound, that frequency, if it is below 20 vibrations, if a body vibrating, if its vibrations are 20 vibrations below 20 vibrations in 1 second, that means 20 vibrations in 1 second is called 20 hertz. If the vibrations of a body is below 20 hertz, then we can't hear that sound. And also in the same case, see, if the vibration of a sound is, if the vibration of sound below 20 hertz, that is sound is, what is inaudible sound. If the vibration of a sound, if it is very low or below 20 hertz, then that is type of sound is called what is inaudible sound. That is inaudible sound. So inaudible sound means frequency of vibration below 20 hertz. If the frequency of vibration or number of vibrations less than 20 then we cannot hear that sound in the normal case. So that is an example of inaudible sound. Inaudible sound. And in the same case, if the frequency is above 20,000 Hertz, above 20,000 Hertz, then also we cannot hear that sound. So our audible range is coming from 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. That means normal human beings can hear a sound of frequency ranging from 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz. What is the normal audible sound frequency? Normal audible sound frequency is 20 Hertz to 20,000 Hertz or 20 kilohertz. 20 kilohertz. A sound that is below 20 Hertz that we cannot hear. Such a type of sounds is called infrasonic sound. If the frequency of sound is below or less than 20 Hertz, then such a type of sounds are called infrasonic sounds. These sounds can hear some animals, example elephant and dolphin, etc. can hear sound frequency below 20 Hertz. And this range above 20,000 Hertz or 20 Hertz, 20 kilohertz is called ultrasonic sound. What it is called? Ultrasonic sound. That means the sound of frequency above 20,000 Hertz or 20 kilohertz are called ultrasonic sound. These ultrasonic sounds can hear some animals. For example, dog can hear a sound of above 20 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz. So that sound is used to train dog, that is in garden whistle. It is used in garden whistle. Sound producing in a garden whistle is above 20,000 hertz. That is used to train. That is used to train dog, but that sound we cannot hear. That sound we cannot hear. And also this ultrasonic sound we used in the detection and tracing of our detection of certain problems in our body, and also tracing certain problems in our body. So there also we use ultrasonic sounds. That means ultrasonic sounds using where to train dog, in which device? In garden whistle. Another where it is using to trace the path and also detection of certain problems in our body. That there also we use ultrasonic sound. Now these two things once again. What is audible sound? That means we cannot hear sound of all the frequency. Whenever there is vibration, there will produce a sound, but all sound frequency we cannot hear. We can hear only sound of frequency 20 Hertz to how much? 20,000 Hertz or 20 kilohertz. Which sound we cannot hear? Below 20 Hertz. And what it is called? It is called infrasonic sound. Such a type of sounds are called infrasonic sound. This type of sound can hear certain animals that during earthquake, this type of sound is producing, and that can identify certain animals. So its behavior changes. From that, they previously understand the phenomenon of earthquake, but that we cannot understand. That is on advantage of them. Then frequency about 20,000 hertz. About 20,000 hertz, what is called ultrasonic sound, and that sound where it is using in garden whistle to train dog. That sound dog can hear, and also bats also using this type of sound. That means ultrasonic sounds to travel at night to catch prey. That also using ultrasonic sound. In our everyday life, this ultrasonic sound is using where it is using in medical field to trace the path of certain block or other things, and also to detect some Two more things now we discussed. What is pitch? Then what is audible sound? Then inaudible sound. Okay. Now see, we want to understand what is actually musical sound and noise. What is actually noise and noise? Then there is some unpleasant sound. Certain sound that becomes unpleasant to us. Suppose some construction. Suppose in your houses there is some construction, building construction or some other things. The sound from there, or sound from a crusher unit, or sound producing from a JCB when it is operating. Such kind of sound that is not pleasant to us, and that type of sound are called noise. That type of sound are called noise. Sound from suppose vehicles. And also sound from crusher unit, sound from aeroplane, and these are all unpleasant to all the students in the class when talking at that time. That also not nice to hear, and such type of sounds are we used to say noise. But sound that produced from certain musical instrument or musical instrument produce some sounds that become in a regular and it is pleasant to us. So that type of sounds are called musical sound. For example, sound from a violin or sound from a guitar, etc. are what is a pleasant sound. So that is music. That one is a music. Now you want to remember what is noise and music. A sound or sounds that become unpleasant. That become unpleasant to us. It is actually noise, and sound which we are getting in a regular order. That is or a sound from musical instrument that become pleasant to us, and it is called musical sound. If the musical sound also when become over loud, then that is not music. It will become also what is somewhat noise. Now, what is actually noise pollution? What is actually noise pollution? You know, atmospheric pollution. What is actually atmospheric pollution? That means in the atmosphere there are unwanted gases and dust particles filled with it. Then we say that atmosphere is polluted. That means when in the atmosphere there, that means unwanted gases and dust particle is present, then that atmosphere is polluted. In the same way, what is noise pollution means the sound which is unpleasant and harmful to us. Such kind of sound is what is sound producing noise pollution. That means sound that means unwanted sound that produce or that is harmful to us, that we can say as or termed as noise pollution. Noise pollution. Sometimes this music when it is with over loudness also become noise pollution. Noise pollution. What are the different types of pollution? In our home itself, that is working of mixing or working of some TV with over loudness, and suppose some machines operating. These are all, or drilling machine. These are all what is producing noise pollution. These are all producing what is noise pollution. Now, some music also when it is over sounded, then that also become an example of noise pollution. Now we discussed from this unit what is actually music and noise. Now we want to know how this noise affect our health. Is the noise pollution affects our health? How is this noise pollution affects? See, this noise pollution can produce so many health problems such as sleeplessness, and also high BP or hypertension, some heart problems. These are all can produce what is noise pollution. So too much sound, that is actually noise pollution, that can cause different problems such as sleeplessness, BP, such as hypertension, heart problem, anxiety, etc. can also produced by this noise. So noise pollution, how it affects our body means that affects sleeplessness, BP, anxiety, and some heart problems. These are all producing. Now you want to know more on how noise affects our body. Now we want to remember how we can reduce this noise pollution. That means this noise pollution affects in different ways. So we want to consider how we can reduce this noise pollution. There are different methods we can adopt to reduce noise pollution, such as use silencers, use silencer in aircraft and also vehicles, and maintain it this way. That is, one method is to reduce this one, use silencers in vehicles. And second one is to avoid using this mic, avoid the use of loudspeaker etc. in residential area or in any area in between the time at night 10 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. Within that time, avoid the usage of what is a loudspeaker. And third, by this we can enforce by law. Then third method, avoid horn type loudspeaker. Horn type loudspeaker and use box type loudspeaker. What we want to avoid horn type loudspeaker, we want to avoid instead of that we use box type loudspeaker. In this way also we can reduce this sound pollution. And fifth one, constructing of all sound producing factories such as crusher unit or other mill etc. near the residential area, that to shift some loneliness places. So sound pollution we can reduce. Then another method is plant more trees. Plant more trees. This when we plant more trees on the roadside, that can deflect the sound and hence the sound reaching to the residential area becomes less. This way, or we can reduce sound pollution up to a certain extent. What are the ways we can use the silencers? Then avoid what is box type loudspeaker in between. Usage of box type loudspeaker in between the time at night 10 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. And also avoid a horn type loudspeaker for that instead of that we use box type loudspeaker. Then plant more trees and construct all the mill or other things some more distance apart from the residential area. Now see the next point we want to remember from this, that means how to reduce noise pollution or reduce noise pollution, method to reduce noise pollution. Now what are the things you want to remember from this unit before we are going to do the exercise work? These things you want to remember from this unit. Which are they? What is sound? Once again, what is sound? Sound is a form of energy. Then how sound is produced? Now you can remember it. How? Due to the vibration of the body. Then how sound travel? Sound travels in the form of waves. Sound travels in the form of waves. Sound is a longitudinal wave. Longitudinal means direction of vibration and traveling direction same. Sound, so it travels in the form of a longitudinal wave. Does sound require a medium to travel? Is sound is necessary a medium to travel? Yes, sound required a medium to travel. Does sound can travel through vacuum? No, vacuum means nothing is there, so it cannot travel. Then the term amplitude. Amplitude is the maximum displacement. Then period. Period is the time taken for one vibration. One more point is here, period. Period is the time taken for one vibration. Time taken for one vibration, that is 1 to 1 for motion this time. That is this time is taken from here to here, it reaches at that time. Then frequency. What is actually, it is the number of vibrations in 1 second. Then how amplitude and loudness related. When amplitude increases, loudness also increases. If the amplitude becomes double, loudness becomes 4 times, square of the amplitude. So then which part of our body produces sound? That means the sound box. In our body, sound box larynx produce sound. Pitch, then what is actually pitch? Pitch and pitch is pitch related to the frequency, that means shrillness of sound. Then what is audible sound? The sound which we can hear, and its frequency ranges from which to which? 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. And inaudible sound, its frequency where it becomes below 20 Hz. And what is the name of that? Infrasonic sound. And above 20,000 Hz or 20 kilohertz, what is its name? Ultrasonic sound. Where the ultrasonic sound is using? Ultrasonic sound is using in sonar and also in medical field and bats and to train dogs. Then music and noise difference. Music means present sound and noise means unpresent sound. And then noise, how noise pollution and how the noise affects our body. Noise pollution means that means sound which produce, that is in the environment there is unwanted sound when exists, that is called noise pollution. And noise pollution how affects our body? That is our body it affected in the different ways. That is sleeplessness it produce, anxiety undagum. That also. Then another one is what is high blood pressure, otherwise hypertension. Then what is the method to reduce noise pollution? There are different methods using silencers. Then avoid box type loudspeaker using after 10 and below 6 a.m. at night. Then instead of horn type loudspeaker, use box type loudspeaker. Then not construct factories or other things near the residential area. Then plant more trees. Trees can that can reflect the sound. So sound reaching to the residential area becomes lesser. In this way we can reduce. Okay, with this all we can wind up today's class. Okay.